Good morning, YouTube. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Combat Sports Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, this is going to be I haven't done a talk about combat sports in a while. You know, I've been busy a lot with the bodybuilding seasons kind of starting up. And you know, I'm a fan of women in mixed martial arts, boxing, and that's why I have the new moniker, the Emperor of female combat sports. You know, I think it could be just like I said, I was doing like, you know, emperor of female boxing, emperor of WMMA. So I said, you know what, just put it all together. And I am the emperor of female combat sports. That includes MMA, boxing, you know, even wrestling. So I might as well say put wrestling there, but maybe I keep wrestling separate. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. So anyway, this is a lovely lady I become acquainted with, and we become good friends. I interviewed her about a couple years ago, just about, and she is a former UFC fighter, and this is one Mrs. Sarah Too Sweet Alpar Simmons. Now, if you know Sarah, she was in UFC for about a while back, and she was fighting in the 125 division. And she's been active for quite some time. She's also has a strong wrestling background. Now, she's originally from Oklahoma, and she got a shot when she won a contender a few years ago when she beat Shannon Young. And then next you know, she was picked to be fighting in the UFC. She made her debut up against now maybe one of the future title contenders for 125 division. That is, Erin Blanchfield, you know, cold-blooded Erin Blanchfield. She lost that fight to Erin. And it was a tough loss, but Sarah, like I said, Sarah was a title tournament. She still wanted to have a shot in UFC and maybe climbing up the ladder. So she trained back in training, and doing her training, things got kind of difficult. Like anybody else, she decided to go do a GoFundMe, and she got a donation from Jake Paul. You know, Jake Paul, he is a guy who's been very vocal about how MMA fighters get paid, and also he's been doing some, I'm not a big fan of Jake, but he's doing some good work for fighters. Then she got her next fight against Jessie Clark. And that fight, she really took a beating. She lost. And, I feel bad for her. I mean, and it's tough, to lose like that. And, she was still determined that she wanted to stay in the UFC. But the UFC decided to cut her. Only after 2 fights and 2 losses. There have been fighters who were were pretty much on, when they first got into the game, were on a losing streak, even 3. Sometimes 3 straight fights before they finally got a win. And she didn't get an opportunity to really establish herself. But I think what it was because Jake, a Dana White beater, is not a big fan of Jake Paul, what he did by donating her money to her. And, it was tough for her. And I reached out to her and we interviewed, and she's a great lady. Her and her husband, they were great people sitting talking with me. And, but after a while, she was just had to live her life. So, even though she was still training, she got a job. She works in the school system in Oklahoma. And that's pretty good for her. Also, I remember I did a video where she got a degree a while back. And, and Sarah still, she's in the fight game. She trains and work out with her dear friend, Christina Warhorse Williams. She even helped her train for her last fight, and she wasn't there in her corner like the last time she was, but, big fan of Warhorse. And even Sarah's a talented young lady. She can sing. I even told her, hey, you should go on American Got Talent. Being a former UFC fighter and all that, you can sing like she does. It was a great gimmick. I mean, she would do good. And I think also she had some medical issues she had to deal with, but she still wanted to fight. She was talking about looking for some fights and get that time to get back in the ring. And also I think she's a lovely young lady. I think she's, like my man likes to say, she is beautiful. And she got the opportunity to get a fight. It was a boxing match, and it was going to be in Texas. This was like around about April. And her opponent was this lady named Mandan, and it's for a promotion that she's fighting out of in Texas, and she was getting ready. She already got weighed in. She was ready to go. It was a great opportunity. But like life does, it threw another hook. Her opponent had dropped out because of the medical emergency, and then that fight was over. She still wanted to get back in the ring and fight. But she had the opportunity. She has a fight coming up this Saturday, and it is... it's going to be part of the undercard of a Muay Thai fight for Dominion Muay Thai, and it's a title between Washington De Santos versus Aaron Ortiz. And opponent is Angela Riptide Whitley. I know Angela Riptide Whitley. She is sponsored by my man, the coach. I mean, this is great. I mean, this will be the first fight she had. It's going to be in Muay Thai. In a long time. She's been training, working out. Big fan of Sarah. We've been talking back and forth every now and then. I'd love to get her back on to do an interview after the fight. Like I said, the fight is going to be this Saturday. It's in Shriner Auditorium in San Antonio, Texas. So if you're in the Texas area, San Antonio, go check out this fight. Support Sarah and also support Angela. I mean, support these women in combat sports. And also, a while back, I remember I often asked Sarah, give me your cash app so whenever I do an interview, I can want to make donations to. Because that's the situation with Jake Paul. She didn't want to do it. But now, as you know, it's tough, cost being a fighter in any combat sports. And if you're not the top, competitors, you're not going to give it. So here's her cash app. So anybody who's interested in making a donation, I'm going to probably send one some later because, like I said, I've been, I have to be budget, so I got to be smart, and I got some of the cash for life, so I want to help her out. So, here's her cash app. I'm going to leave it in the description in the video, and also leave her social media information too if you want to reach out to and support. Like I said, Sarah, she is a determined young woman. She loves the fight game. Being fighting long as she has been held titles in a couple of organizations, and even though she was in UFC for just half a minute, or half a second, you might as well say, she still wants to get back there. I would say, if anybody's out there who's a promoter, who has maybe, especially if you have a fight coming up and you have an opponent that drops out and you need somebody to replace it, maybe reach out to her. Or just if you are somebody who really, is a fan of Sarah, who want to get an opportunity to get back into the cage or into a ring, get her the opportunity because, like I said, she wants to. She's a wife, a mother. She works in the school system and she loves fighting. And that's what women like this need to be promoted a little more. We all know that people can promote certain women because of a certain look. Sarah may not have that look that you like, but she has a look that everybody gravitates to as being just a naturally great person. That's why I'm doing this video for Sarah, because I'm a friend of hers and I want to see her succeed. So I wish her good luck in this fight. I wish her all the best. And I hope she does win. If not, like I said, I still consider her a good friend. So anyway, support Sarah Too Sweet Alpar. Reach out to her, and also if you feel like you can, make a donation. Something a little bit. It's not any little thing can help, especially for a fighter. Anyway, this is Alpar George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Combat Sports. Talk, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.